Hey folks, how you doing out there today? I am back with a look at the Tassie trailing map, and I got some pretty good progress to show you guys here. And although I haven't actually set it up in game, we are going to be going on one of the first tasks I've really kind of put into place here. Now this is a really simple one, but we should start simple and I'm going to work my way up. I have made some pretty good progress, more than I thought I would, so my goal right now for everyone is to have at least probably 4 or 5 recovery missions, as well as maybe a little drag a trailer to a place, simple kind of task, just so you guys have a couple things to do. And like I said, I've gotten a lot more progress done than I expected, and the real heavy mission work after laying out what I'm going to do here is going to be working it into the region. That's where I have to do a whole bunch of just boring work of making everything line up and changing all the stuff from the other Outback overlanding map, which basically means the single map's going to be available probably, I'm guessing, 2 weeks from now if everything goes well, but the region version with Outback overlanding is going to take just a little bit longer than that one. Now we could get this task done basically, I bet you probably 12 different trails could take us to where we want to go. Beauty of this map is you're going to want to do some scouting, because there are ways that are much more difficult than others, I'm going to say. We'll see if I'm picking a good way. I figured we'd go for the scenic beach ride. We'll hike across the map and basically take that coastal road that I added in the update, which will get us relatively close. Now there's a bunch of right-hand turns that we can take to go inside the map and get there so many different ways, but I'm going to go across the new beach. I've got something that I've added into the beach that I think you guys are going to like. I had a few times it was suggested, but I apologize because I can't remember the name, but suggested on YouTube that they really wanted to see an island on the map, and I thought it would be kind of a neat feature, so I played around with a bunch of options. It's not a special island per se, but it's an interesting, not really a puzzle, but you'll see. There's some sandbars and stuff. You can get out there, but it's going to take probably a few tries. Here, you probably saw in the other update, but I've added a rocky section to the beach. Now, I didn't want to completely fill it in because I want to make sure this is still a road that you can take bigger loads with. Right at the start of the video, I'm sure you noticed that larger trailer. That is going to go somewhere on this map. Now, keep in mind there's one big looping road that you could get that thing through with the right truck, so something to look forward to in the tasks, and I may have it implemented for next week's update. Now, where we're headed today, it's a bit of a little off-road camp setup that a remote garage, we'll say, that would bring people in to take them out for trips around the area. We're going to be bringing this trailer out there. It is going to be a task. I thought this was a good size one to get a feel, because this is the first time I've really pulled anything other than one of those tiny little scout trailers through. And we picked IR's truck here. I think it's the F350 on console. Awesome little truck. It's a little, I'm not going to say it's super powerful in the mud. It's probably what you would expect out of a truck like this, if not a little bit better, but I just love the way that this truck runs. It's a one of those mods that I never really seem to take out of the library, so always suggest using it. It's a good test mod too, because it's not really OP or anything, but it'll keep moving for the most part, and I'm sure we'll hit some spots that'll put this thing on its knees. I have adjusted the water crossing here a little bit. It was a little deep before, but when I started making this a road, which is going to integrate with the road in this beach all the way around, I started to realize that it was a little too much to get through with something big. I mean, it pulls this little trailer pretty much sideways at current, so hopefully I've hit a good balance there. I don't want it to be a show-stopping obstacle, but I want it to perhaps be that if you mess around in there too long. So at this point we're getting pretty close to hooking up with the actual road system, which will take you kind of inland and up on a cliff. The option to stay on the beach is still there though, although both corners, if you want to say, although it's rounded, have pretty tough rock climbs if you want to scoot around the bottom, so they're more of a scout, but by all means try and take a trailer through there. I'd love to watch that. So one thing that I'm going to integrate with the Outback overlanding is if you guys saw any of the other videos, there is a town that's kind of up the paved road when you leave and you turn off, and I did one video where you went into it. It was really plain last time you guys saw it, but I've actually put a factory up there that probably gonna have solar panels pick up there, which if you guys remember back in the Outback overlanding map, there is a couple solar panel tasks, so little stuff like that is how I'm going to integrate it. I don't want you guys hopping back and forth between maps 100 times, but I'm definitely going to have a few tasks that are going to reach from the far side of the one map all the way to the far side of the other. I have a bunch of great ideas from you guys for little exploration tasks. I think this is the road we want to take. So what we're doing is we're heading to... I can't remember where it was exactly. I know it was by this cliff. Okay, right here. So it's a garage that I put in there. It's going to be, like I said, like picture basically a little off-road camp where you'd head out to, and then you could go kind of use it as your home base. This is going to be a supply run for them. I have a couple other tasks that I want to use. In fact, one that I'm probably going to integrate with one of the Outback overlanding tasks. So once I figure out how to back this trailer up, I swear I can do it better in real life. But it's definitely going to be a few tasks, but not specifically driving back and forth to it. So I got a few more little things that'll be in the map like that when the update releases this week. So there's going to be more to see, more to do. Definitely have a few recovery tasks. Definitely going to have a trailer task or two like this. I'm not going to put anything in that's extensive right now. We've all seen how updates can break the task system, or something gets reset so the game thinks you didn't complete the task, and I really don't want to get into it. So these are going to be just to keep everyone playing and having fun and have more to do on the map, but they're going to be one and done tasks. They're not going to be any of the big stuff yet. I will have a few tasks like that, don't worry at all on that front. But for now, I'm just going to keep it simple and give you guys a few things to do out there just to keep you going while I work away, because after this next update, it's probably going to mostly be behind the scenes setting all the stuff up, which really doesn't have much to show. I'll probably just keep posting a couple videos like this and showing a few of the different tasks. And again, you can take so many different ways. We've picked a pretty muddy way here, but I think the truck can handle it. So we'll see. This isn't the way you would want to take everything, no doubt. And now that I remember what trail I'm on here, this is some pretty serious. This is probably the muddiest track. I don't know if you watched that video. It was a couple videos ago, but pretty sure this has some of the deepest mud on the map in it right now. So this might not have been the best choice, but we can drag our way through here. This is what I think is going to be probably with, and again, I'm not going to slam it with tasks. I'm going to put in enough to keep us busy, but it's going to be knowing which trail you can get what down. I have one big trailer haul, and it's on a road that's going to be tough. but doable with the right truck. I mean, you can't bring a low riding truck, you're going to need some clearance, but bottom line is it'll be doable. Throw in one special trailer task, but 99% of the roads are not capable of pulling that down unless you have one of the monster setups that you can get on off Mod.io. So it's just gonna be like this will be one of the bigger hauls. The generator I'm gonna incorporate from the Outback overlanding map, so where you pick that one up in town, it's probably gonna be over in this map somewhere, and you'll have to drag it through this and then all the way out to the spot there. I don't see really any other big trailers, like even maybe a fuel trailer, like one of the low saddle or high saddle ones. Clearance is going to be an issue, and I don't want it to be the point that it's annoying, but I want it for the scout vehicles. So I'm just going to have to be kind of picky about what I do. I've had a lot of good suggestions about maybe doing some, I don't know, like I'm not big on contests myself. I don't know what you guys all think, but I was gonna put timers on a few of the trails. The one thing I don't really want to do is, although I guess you can turn them off, is clutter it up with all those zone boxes everywhere, but I guess you can just turn it right off if you're just trailing. But I don't know. I'm still kind of on the fence. I mean, I probably have 8 or 10 contract tasks set out, and then again, each vehicle recovery or group of a few will be another task. So I've probably got 15, 18 things. You will see some vehicles laying around out in the wilderness getting ready for the recovery tasks. I probably won't have all of them. Again, I said I'll get a few of them in, as many as I can. They may not be the most interesting recovery stories at this point, but I'm gonna get you a few in just to play around on. But I'm gonna start placing stuff around, so depending how far along I get, you may just see random vehicles out there. By all means, do what you want with them. Just, they probably won't be exactly where they're finished, but again, I'm just putting placeholders in and getting ready and planning out where things want to go, and we'll have a couple vehicles that we need to drag back to the Outback overlanding map or vice versa. Just integrate some good trips that'll span 2 maps, and there'll be a nice long voyage, so it's not just a quick drive over here and be done. I want to make at least a few long adventure hauls where you're going to have to get fuel some point in the trip because you won't have enough. I mean, some mods have more than enough fuel than you'd ever need, but it's up to you guys how you want to play it. The option's there. Well, I can definitely say this is not the trail we should have taken. My mistake. I'll be honest with you, I get lost driving around on this map, and I built it. I probably find my way a little quicker than everyone else does, at least at first, but it just, the way that it's kind of closed in, sometimes you think you're somewhere else. Anyways, it's just one of those things that I try to do, but it's tough on such a small map. But I seem to be even fooling myself with this one. So hopefully, I think we're just about through this muck, and then we can just cruise down real quick, and I'll show you guys what's going on with the beach, which the beach I refer to, it's the great big sand dune area. I've readjusted it pretty significantly. I know I said I wouldn't do anything too major, but forget it. As I said earlier, we had the suggestion of the island, and I thought it was kind of a neat idea, so went to work on it, and you'll see what I came up with. But hopefully it's kind of a neat little challenge for you guys to get out to once you slog through this mud. Now, like I said, I could have continued taking the bigger road, and we would have looped around the outside of the map and made it to that same beach quite a bit easier. So if we wanted to take a less off-road capable truck, an easier way, it's there. There's also, we could have gone completely different direction in town, but I just wanted to take the beach because I thought it was kind of an interesting, more interesting trip. And there was a couple trails. I was supposed to turn at the next one, not the one we did. Oh, we have a controller malfunction here. I am still connected, but it's gone completely dead, so we're just going to go for a quick reset and see if we can get this thing rocking again. Love Bluetooth sometimes, guys. Alright, we are back. I had to pull the batteries on the controller like 3 times and reset it so it would reconnect. Again, love Bluetooth sometimes. It's kind of like tap cards. It's great when it works, but it a lot of the time doesn't work. Anyways, I don't know if it's just my crappy controller. It's probably a year and a half old, or if that's pretty regular, but mine does that once in a while. It just goes completely stupid and stays connected but disconnects. But oh, and the port to plug it in is finally busted from my little ones playing around with it and me, and I can't really update it over Wi-Fi. So here is the redone sand dune area. Unfortunately, I got rain falling right now, but it's kind of sunny out. Anyways, there is something to be found out on the island. There is kind of a multiple sandbar area. It's not super muddy, but there's not a single winch point out there. And let's just call it, some of the trails are dead ends, so you're gonna have to pick your way through. There is enough chop in the water that you can't really see down in it at all, so you're just gonna have to pick your way through the right line and figure out how to get out there. And there is a small prize out there for you when you make it, and there's a nice little spot to rest your head for the night, I guess we could say. I may tie some sort of contract to it, but it's just more out there because I thought it was a neat idea when it was suggested to me, so I did what I could with the room I had on the map. Problem is, we're right up against the edge of everything because I wanted to maximize the space, and the outside edge was just kind of ocean, which you put in as kind of an endless background in the editor, so I'm pretty tight up against the edge. In fact, there's a few spots I've gotten too close and you can see the little edge red line marker, which really sucks, but it's kind of hard to adjust now. I don't know if you noticed the one earlier in this run where I'd never seen it do that yet until right now, and I'm so far committed with all the rocks over there, it's pretty hard to move things in even that little bit. I can't remember how close to the edge you have to be for that to show, but I guess I measured slightly wrong, so I apologize for that, guys. But usually without an ocean, I build up the edges of the map and leave the outside edge well below, so it makes a big hill. Anyways, if you get close enough, it'll show, but it'll actually be under the ground, so you never see it. Unfortunately, I can't do that when I'm using the endless ocean look on the outside of the map, so what we got is what we got. Just try not to get too close to the edge of the water in those few spots, or just disregard. Anyways, guys, I think I'm going to wrap up the chit-chat in here. You guys can finish watching if you like. There's going to be a bunch of new things. In fact, just up ahead here, you're going to see a real-life, non-movable NPC in Snowrunner, because they put a couple in. I know you've seen them in a few maps, but trying to work a few things in like that. If you look in the water around spots, you're going to find a few areas that are going to have a couple fish swimming around. I have the birds that I haven't put in, but you know what, I'll try and get a few things like that added in, so you can see our friend over there on the dock right now having a great time poking at the water with a stick, I guess, perhaps a fishing pole. But anyways, just trying to add some life in now and really start making it feel like a world. Hope you guys are enjoying what's going on so far, and I should have probably a few tasks, and maybe I can do another video not too long on a recovery or two that I've come up with. So play safe out there, guys. We'll talk to you again soon. Have a good one.